Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. As previously mentioned, my name is Gabriel Hughes, and I'm a 2024 graduate of the inaugural 8th grade class in Classical Charter Schools of Southport. I am truly delighted and honored to be standing before you today. Thank you so much for having me. I would like to begin by telling you about this thing. I've seen it, you've seen it, everyone knows what it is, but yet no one truly knows what makes it up. This is the blind and dark abyss of a backpack. It can be heavy, straining, and at times confusing because you never know what you're going to pull out. You don't know if what you'll find will be a crumpled up worksheet, a pen that no longer writes, or a science experiment that was actually your lunch from months gone by. But when you clean out your backpack, you find that the junk is not actually junk. It is your backpack that is filled with math formulas, historical dates, and essays rewritten time and time again, each time with a little less red ink. However, teachers, your hard work is in no way confined to the small space of a backpack. It is neither limited nor diminished by students asking why they are learning something or when they will use it in the future. When you give us a science worksheet or a novel that we are reading, it does not just go into our backpack. It fills our mind. Education is power, knowledge is power, just like the endless abyss that is our backpack. We do not forget what you teach us because we see how much you truly care. Teachers, we feel as though you are our family too. Sometimes as students, our brains are like our backpacks, lost in the lesson, unable to find anything that you may be saying. But the abyss that is our backpack, and at times is our mind, is truly the birthplace of our biggest transformations. Deep down, we realize it's not if we are going to use something, it's when. Teachers, you are like our parents, over-preparing and over-packing our minds on a journey we may have not yet started. What you give us is not just baggage, it's not just weight that we have to carry on our backs and in our minds. We may appear at times as though we do not care. Deep down, however, we realize that what you do is what helps guide us in every single situation. You are shaping us in body, mind, and spirit all at the same time, and because of that, we will never forget. Because of that, one day we will look back and we will say, I remember that teacher, I remember that material, I remember that fact. It does matter. So even though we may not think that we will ever need to know Pythagorean's theorem, know what the water cycle is and how it works, or, I don't know how to read, we do. And if not for you teachers, we would not know these vital skills. It is the Latin lesson that we look to for guidance when we are unsure of what a word means. It's the history lesson that we use as our compass so that we try our best not to repeat what has already taken place. It is the science experiment that we follow when we are planting our gardens both in the ground and in our mind. So thank you, teachers, for not allowing us to go on our journey of life ill-prepared. Thank you for giving us more than just the essentials. And most of all, thank you for the patience when we pull out those crumpled worksheets or when we are obstinate because we may just not want to do anything at all. Just like a backpack, you never know what you're going to find, what you're going to need. Teachers, you're not just teaching us lessons. You're raising up the youth of this country so that when we are at our highest level, we have all the tools that we need to be successful. For me, the knowledge and skills that I have gained from classical charter schools are boundless, definitely not confined to the small space of a backpack. I find myself using my phenomenal classical education each and every day. And I still find myself subconsciously using my rookie strategies on every single English, history, and science test. Forever I will cherish my time at Classical Charter Schools of Southport, the friends I made along the way, and the teachers that truly made all the difference. For example, had I not had the wonderful civics lessons from Mr. Mancini, or had taken a mock citizenship test as a benchmark, I may have never been able to win the Best Delegate Award for my Senate Committee at Harvard Model Congress this past February. If not for the quarterly essays and the extensive feedback that I received on each one, I may have not been apt enough to become the first youth editor-in-chief of the Cape Fear Voices teen publication in nearly 2 decades. If I had not been made aware of the yearly Intercultural Festival Arts Competition, I may have never been given the opportunity to chair a subcommittee of the festival. And finally, if not for the rigor and instillment of such honorable character traits, I may have not been able to earn the rank of Eagle Scout, collecting and distributing books to students in my community. My entire classical charter school's education has helped shape me into who I am today and has allowed for my participation in the incredible experience I feel so prepared in which to partake. Teachers, if not for you, where would I be? I do not know, but I can tell you for sure that I would not be standing before you today, delivering this speech. I distinctly remember when we took a tour of the former South Brunswick Charter School. I was standing in the hall with my parents looking in the classrooms at calendar times, reading circles, and the small minds expanding and hanging on to every single word that the teacher said. I remember my parents asking if that was a school in which I would like to spend a large chunk of my educational journey. As a then 6-year-old, I said yes, unknowing of any other options. Looking back, I'm glad that I felt like I only had one choice, because there was truly only one right option, even though I did not know it at the time. Teachers and staff, it was because of your dedication to me and to my classmates that made me realize why I had made the right choice year after year. It was the trophy that was almost as tall as me when I went past bar the first, second, and third time. It was the virtual Science Olympiad meetings during COVID. It was the true elation that my History Bowl team and I felt winning for the first, second, and third time. And finally, it was the utter sense of joy, laughs, smiles that resulted from the classroom. At classical charter schools, we are truly a family for always, forever and always. I mean, we don't just call the other schools sister schools for no reason. As students, I believe I speak for all when I say we feel welcomed by the teachers' smiles, we feel accepted by the warmth of our peers in the small classes, and frankly, we feel blinded when we are sitting beside the window first thing in the morning. So to you teachers, from a student's perspective, when we complain, we do not always mean what we say. When we act out, it is not because we do not care about our education. When we struggle, it is you that we turn to for your deep wisdom and guidance. In our deeply divided world, it falls upon you teachers to be the glue, to take on the role of the mender. And I say this not to cause stress, but rather to express the sheer amount of power that you have over the young minds that you say good morning to every single day, or I don't know, discipline when they're not sitting in ready position. Guilty. It is because of you that we are able to become who we are and ultimately become successful each in our own vein. You are the ones who fill our backpacks overflowing. So before I close, I'd like to perform an exercise if that's okay with you all. I would like each of you to turn to your neighbor, and on my get ready, if you know, you know, I would like you to say, I have the power to inspire young minds. 3, 2, 1, get ready. I have the power to inspire young minds. Finally, after all of these years, who would have thought that I would be the one saying get ready? You don't just make the difference. You are the difference. In a world of blossoming flowers, you are the sun that we need to grow. You are the backpack, the vessel that carries the knowledge that we need, the spark that ignites our greatest potential. In the words of Dr. Seuss, whether you color the world or you light it up blue, you are making a difference, so keep being you. Thank you for your time. Good luck and best wishes to you all. Here's to an incredible 2026-2027 school year.